I bet you've been overwhelmed and tired trying to get commissions lately. Well, I have too, and I have 4 years of career behind my back. It's a bit relieving to know I'm not the only one who's doing something wrong, but I get really concerned when I see some of you guys comment on my stuff that you left your jobs to become artists and you have been facing this type of situation. I had multiple conversations with my other freelance artist friends about what we should be doing about AI not to lose our jobs. And this video essay is going to be the conclusion of our experiences on what skills I believe you should be learning and some things you should be removing from your business not to lose work for a machine or to the crisis. So the skills you're going to need are entrepreneurship, marketing, and sales skills. I spit it out. You can leave the video if you want now, but I bet you don't want to. I feel like at times like these, clients you need the most are the clients that come back to you not because they need more art from you, but because they want more art from you. Because the ones that need more art from you, they have a tendency to disappear because of AI. This is going to be a long video, so timestamps are in the description. Marketing art starts with desire and not convincement. You guys would be impressed at the number of artists I hear have been reaching out to people through DMs to try and get commissions from random people. Guys, if you're doing that and it's working, what witchcraft are you doing? Think for a second, what happened last time you got reached out by a company? I just remember the flyers people put in my mailbox and I just find them so annoying. It's like I want to remember what company did that, so I will make sure not to ever go there again. It sounds like they're scammers and it's super unprofessional. Some artists reach out to me asking for commission. It shows a deep lack of understanding of how commissions work. I've tried reaching out to some small companies with my portfolio before, like vtuber agencies and whatnot, and let me tell you, I regret doing that. Unless you have a very personal story with that company you reached out to and you can prove you care for what they're being developing, showing your work to companies for the most part doesn't work in getting you hired. At least that's not what it is for anime style artists. I don't know about other styles, so let me know in the comments if you've had different experience. I know it's a bit paradoxical, but don't get too caught up with art skills. Some people say AI has made it harder for beginner artists, but I would argue that if you have the marketing and sales skills, you can make up for the lack of your drawing skills. People commission other artists because of the desire that their art causes in them. So instead of being laser focused on improving your art all the time, ask yourself, how can I make people desire my work more? It's all a matter of balance. So what do? Study artists and styles that generate that desire in you. Save folders with that type of artwork, try to replicate them. If you're having a hard time seeing if your art is really as good as theirs or not, make a canvas on Photoshop or Clip Studio or whatever other software you're using and put your artwork side by side with theirs. Then print that canvas and stare at it for as long as you possibly can. This is a good exercise to be able to tell if you're really at the level you want to be. Ask yourself, would you commission yourself? I would say definitely look into people that are being successful at selling commissions. I feel like VGen is a good platform to see that. Definitely take a look at other artists there, see how much they're selling and see what you can do to maybe improve and make your art more appealing, just like theirs. Have a minimalistic terms of service. I have a friend who's making a buck with commissions and she doesn't have a page with a proper TOS. So I was really suffering from a lack of commissions lately and I was wondering if the issue was my own TOS. And it happens, I was right about it, and the moment I changed it, commissions started flowing in again. Let me explain exactly what and why I changed. These were my terms of service before changing. I used to have a clause for clients to only send me a commission form under certain circumstances and to make sure that their references had enough resolution and luminosity before sending them to me. This is a recipe for disaster for 2 reasons. First, because most commission clients have never commissioned anyone for anything before. Most of them don't even know what resolution is and how to use Google search to find better reference. Second, because I'm putting stones in my client's way and not actually solving their problem. The correct way to go about this is leaving tutorials on my website for people who want to read, and if the client still gets in touch with me, I'll make sure that the reference is good myself. After I talked to the client about them, I decided to change my TOS and remove these clauses altogether. I have no idea why I ever thought that was a good idea to word my terms like this. I could have kept them with a different wording, but I feel like people have a very hard time reading long paragraphs nowadays, and art consumption is almost like fast food, so your TOS has to be something that they can read in just a few seconds. I understand the feeling of wanting to scold clients, but hey, you're being paid to solve their problems, so try to become good friends with them regardless. You can benefit from that a lot. If you're making a TOS for commissions, the wording has to be very soft. Imagine you're teaching Japanese freelance for a living. Some people who study Japanese have a very practical reasons to be learning the language. Like, for example, they're going to Japan to study or work. But most students are actually there for a very emotional reason, normally tied to anime and Japanese culture. That's why if you're a Japanese teacher, you want to associate your classes with positive feelings as much as you can and not scold your students. That's the same for commission artists. Think for a second, as an artist, you're selling creative freedom, and for a lot of people, you're also selling the idea of a friendship. For a lot of clients, you're expected to be the kind person who's taking on their commission request and breaking their loneliness and work exhaustion for a few moments. If you're not thinking of your art business that way, maybe it's time for you to rethink what problems you are solving as an artist while also protecting yourself against a minority of clients who want to take advantage of you. Include more changes to your commission services. You want to make sure you're appeasing your clients as much as you can for an amount that's reasonable for both parties. It's not just about making clients avoid negative feelings, but making them feel very positive at the end of the commission process. Like I mentioned before in this channel, I used to make commissions very fast, and that doesn't mean I did a bad job, but when you're drawing too fast, you don't give yourself time to talk to the clients. So my clients would get out of my commissions satisfied with my work, but I didn't make them feel anything, and I didn't let my personality show through. For that reason, I have a very hard time finding returning customers. You can make your clients feel like returning or referring others by showing interest in their projects or OCs, checking out their social media accounts if you have the link for them, suggesting things according to their taste, and overall making them feel like a part of the process of the illustration. Now that I've started implementing these things, my clients have been much more satisfied with what I'm doing and have been clearly expressing how much they want to return in the future. It's important to add that there's no way you can spend more time in a piece without making it cost more, so yes, the right solution is to raise your prices, and with that, you're offering more free changes to your commissions and a premium customer service. I follow artists who are doing extremely well on VGen, and all of them have reviews stating that they are extremely sweet, kind, and have a lot of attention to detail. I've been reading the book How to Win Friends and Influence People to help me out with that. It's a great read, so I definitely recommend it. Some people have been saying that because of AI, now artists are forced to raise the quality of their work. I think this is questionable because some of the artists I've seen make a buck with commissions are definitely not the best of them. There are people who seem to understand why people order more, how to sell better over text, and how to make extraordinary customer service for clients to want to come back, and they're earning in quantity and not so much in quality. It's also good to reinforce that you should always try to generate a relationship with your clients by feeding them with your funnel top social media whenever you can. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, here's a video to help you out with that. Become a better seller through text chat. I feel like this subject doesn't get the attention it deserves. I tend to run away from text chat with clients because I usually get so confused. Social media DMs tend to be bad business because they tend to be full of scammers. However, DMs might contain people who are legit trying to order from you. Commission platforms like VGen are based on that kind of communication as well. My friend who's making a buck with commissions only gets requests through Twitter DMs. Crazy, huh? What does she do to see if the client is legit? She checks their profile out to see if they're a legit client or scammer. If you're getting commissions on Twitter like that, chances are you'll be fine if you learn to navigate the way the clients want to do it, because you probably lose sales if you redirect clients from one platform to the other. There has been numerous times I've been through conversations like this. Someone comes up and asks for my price in my DMs, I give them my price, and they run away immediately without ever returning. Looking back, I see a lot of waste when I think of these. Instead of immediately giving them my price, I should have at least asked them what their commission idea was. This is a way to show interest and keep the client a little bit more hooked. If you happen to know any sales techniques through text chat, please let me know in the comments. I love that subject and I'm pretty sure people watching this would like to learn more as well. Selling commissions, just like selling anything else, is fighting objections. It's good to remember that a lot of clients for personal commissions are not expecting to pay more than $100 for commission, which comes to next topic. Offer a simplified and cheaper version of your commission services. This is easier if you have years of experience like me and can accomplish a fully finished commission within just a few hours. If you don't think you can draw fast, you can skip this section of the video if you want. If your full body commission is worth $120 and you can draw that in just one afternoon, if you don't need to make any revisions or you can simplify detail, you should offer a Skeb version of that commission as well, in case your client is not expecting to pay a lot. And if you don't know what a Skeb commission is, it's a surprise commission you can make with the amount that the client bids. You can offer a minimum bid and ask the client how much they'd like to pay for it. And of course, you'll be the judge to determine whether or not that amount is enough to pay for your precious work time. And it's important to remember that 1/3 of the money also equals 1/3 of the time, so less detail and finishing overall. I find the lack of need for revisions to be extremely liberating for me. Not having to wait for the clients to respond is usually what spares me the most time. But this type of commission is risky because if you miscalculate things, you might end up paying to work instead. The right way to accept this type of commission is having a maximum of 6 hours of your day to start and finish the commission. Well, for good or for bad, the commission that sells most in my vision right now is the Surprise Me commission. And well, I've sold anything from $30 to $50 there, and I guess that's what people want to hire the most. Just remember to always talk to your client before starting this type of commission, even if it's a surprise one. You want your client to feel satisfied and want to return regardless. Offer the commission services that people hire the most, and these tend to be the simplest and cheapest ones you can possibly imagine. Chibi, icons, and your character here tends to be what people order the most, with your character here being the riskiest one of them, in my opinion. Another thing about your character here is that your clients don't usually want to pay more than $50 for one, so pick your battles, I guess. If you don't understand exactly what your public wants, you might end up spending hours making your character here samples only to get no sales in the end, so make sure to make some research before you put these out there to sell. Offer service packages. Like I mentioned before, we don't know how much money we are losing because of AI, but we know for a fact that people don't have a lot of money in general. But just because people don't have money, that doesn't mean they stopped wanting things. Sometimes all you need to make a sale is people desiring your art. So if you're offering services that could be hired together, try offering packages with discounted prices. Right now, I'm offering a character design sheet plus VTuber model and character sheet plus starting soon for streamers for a discount in my VGen account. If you're looking for that type of service yourself, make sure to check out my VGen. Links in the description. I made this available because of the crisis situation, so it's alright to make them unlisted after the waters get calm again. Have a group of artist friends to share clients with. Pretty self-explanatory. If you have friends that have similar price ranges and have contact with multiple clients, you can share clients in case you or one of your friends is too full. I explained this in more details in my 4 years of career video. I'll leave the link for that in the cards up above. Have a website. I can't stress enough how important it is to have a real website with domain and host. I know it can be pricey, but we all know that the internet is crumbling. Having at least a little feel of control is really important. Besides, I've been told countless times that people who commission me felt more drawn to my art because my website has a lot of sections that made my passions show through, like my blog, my sketchbook, my Zelda doujin, and my bio, where I explain how long I've been drawing for and what exactly I went through to get to where I am today. One of my goals for this year is to redesign my old OCs and to make a whole session for them on my website as well. OCs are great to show your passion because they will always be drawn differently. There's always something special about them. It's been more and more common to pair up with friends that have complementary skills to make a studio for animations, VTuber models, motion graphics, and more. Because if you're an artist who focused so many years of your life to create good-looking static art, you're probably not that good with figuring out rigging and video production. But since that type of thing has been more common nowadays, chances are you're going to need people to help you out with that. So it might be good to consider having friends that can recommend each other for different parts of the service. What I've been feeling lately is that clients have been very reluctant to hire artists that have no samples. So even if I'm a digital artist, if I have no samples of pixel art, let's say, I will most likely not be hired to do pixel art, which comes to the next topic. Never stop making art samples for commissions. I've decided that this year I'm going to polish my VGen profile as much as I can to really attract new customers. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, clients who want are the key opposed to clients who need. And most of my clients so far have been people who need, so I'm on a journey to maybe try and change that. I'll be focusing on kawaii icons with inviting color palettes and fully customizable but simple artwork. Chibis are extremely popular too, so I'll do everything I can to stand out with my chibi samples. This may be a good time to dig all the references you saved on Instagram and Pinterest and have never used before. So last year, I focused on having a better marketing plan that ended up improving my overall online experience with discovery. I've noticed that a lot of you guys are very interested in my videos about growing social media, but my video about marketing for artists is still stagnant. That's a shame because that was probably my best video so far. There, I talk about how to create your marketing plan with an efficient discovery. So if you're considering that for yourself, you should watch that video next. And I'll see you there.